Hello beautiful people, it's Celia Muswenengzenyele here. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you are a return subscriber and a new subscriber, just know that you are highly appreciated for your time and data that you are spending watching my videos. And please do so, because I promise that I'm gonna give away 1,000 rand by the time I reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna give 1,000 rand to one lucky subscriber. Unfortunately, I wish I can give more, but unfortunately I can't. I'll be able to give out only 1,000 rand to one lucky subscriber, but there will be 3 conditions. And the first condition is you must have been a subscriber. That's condition number 1. Number 2, you must have watched at least 10 of the long videos. Now I've got many videos. I've got short videos and long videos, and the long videos are those that are 30 or more, 30 minutes or more. So you must have watched at least about 10 of those, and you must have liked and shared and also commented on 10 long videos. So one lucky subscriber out of those will walk away with 1,000 rand only when I celebrate 1,000 subscribers. And you do know that I'll wait for 1,002, ne? So I'll wait for 1,002 subscribers for me to give away the 1,000 rand. Let's hope it can be you. It can be anyone. Thank you so much, and please don't give up then after if it happens that it won't be you, because I think I will just do that. Maybe I'll do that up until I get to 2,000. You know, I'm just trying to build up this YouTube thing so that it can be a real business that I can do something about. Sibaningi abavusi phela, we are so many. It's just that many of us, because we are not known, it's difficult for us to stand by the road or to just pick up a bank card and say please support. But really we are so many, so we are just trying our best wherever we are in our corners. Now I promise that I'll make a video in which I'm going to explain that I am renting at my age. Why? Now I'm gonna give you a background. I'll try to make this video as short as possible. Like I told you, I was married. I was married when I was 26. I met my ex-husband when I was 25. Actually, we met, I think, when I was 21, but we knew each other for about 4 years before we could start a relationship. So our relationship started when I was 25, and we got married when I was 26. We had our first child when I was 28. Hey, why did I have to wait that long? I'm still asking myself even today. Fine. While we were expecting our first child, like I have told in other videos, he appeared to be a very good guy. First of all, when we planned to get married, he was living with his parents at his place. I was also living with my mother at her place. So while we were preparing to get married, he made an initiative of buying a bulk of bricks. And then one day we talked about that bulk of bricks. What is it for? And then he said it was a surprise, but then he had wished for me not to have seen the bricks. But since I have seen the bricks are for our place to stay. I said, where? and he was intending to, oh, don't mind me with my Duke, guys. I'm busy. My daughter is busy plating me. Hey, at least I'm gonna change the style. I think you've had enough of my afro, ne? Okay, back to the story. So he was planning to build a 2-room and a garage for us at the backyard of his parents. And I said, because I think my whole life I told myself that I want to be in good terms with my in-laws, and I had seen what had happened with my mother. Remember, I told you we lived at my parents and my father's place. No, my father's home until I was 12. He was there. He did not look for a place to stay for himself until I was 12, when he chased my mom and us away from that place. So I told myself that, you know what, staying with the in-laws is not good, because I'll make a story time one day telling you about how we were living there, but we did not know that those grandparents are our grandparents. We thought they are just some old man and old woman living in the yard. I only discovered when I was 12 that they are actually my grandparents, because they were not in good terms with my mom. They did not like my mom. So as a result, they did not want her children. Hey, yeah, we've seen things as children. So I told myself, you know what, I want to have, the things we tell ourselves. Number one, I told myself I don't want to have children that do not have a father. Number two, I told myself I was never gonna allow the situation to be as toxic as it was between my mom and her in-laws. I was gonna have in-laws that I am in good terms with, and that includes staying away from them, having a place of my own. So that's what I thought. And then I told him about that, and being the good guy that I thought he was, he understood, and he was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll still build 2-room and a house and a garage, but we won't stay here. But because I had already done this, so I'll build it. I'll stay in it whilst we are preparing for our wedding, and after our wedding we will move. Okay, and he did that. Build that 2-room and a house, 2-room and a garage, and we got married. After we got married, we stayed only 2 weeks in that 2-room and a garage at his parents' home, and by that time we had already found a place for ourselves to stay even before we get married. Fine. We were planning to buy that place. It was an RDP house that the owner had told us he was selling for. He said he was selling for 9,000. We gave him 5,000 as a deposit, and then there was gonna be a change of ownership. When the change of ownership is done, we were gonna give him the 4,000. But then it turned out that he stalled. He started stalling, started making excuses, and we were expecting our first child. We were eager. We wanted our first child to be born at a place where it is her home. That did not happen. Now, by the time we see that things are not going to work here, my loving husband said we need to go and choose a place to stay. I wanted a house, and he said, no, I want you to have a house of your dream. Guys, have I told you that money was never a problem in my home? Hey. So he was working he was a fitter antenna, And the company he was working for, it was a good company. He even had incentives, and besides incentives, he had allowances. He had some shift allowances that he was getting, and he was getting scarcity allowance as well, because he's into trade. Yo, guys, the man made us buy an empty site. That empty site, he made me decide where I want the house to be built. In that empty site, he took me to a guy that was what do you call them, draftsmen, that draw the plans, the house plans. We went to the house planner. He planned the house. I had to give descriptions as to my specs. This is what I want, my specifications. I gave, hey guys, yeah. So okay, I gave my specifications. The plan came out just even better than I expected it. Fine. And then we started building. Even before our daughter was born, we started building while I was still pregnant. And by the way, did I tell you that I got a first miscarriage, ne? At 27, and then I got pregnant again with my daughter, and then I gave birth when I was 28. Fine. So, which is 2 years in our marriage, ne? Into our marriage. So we built, and our baby was born. Then we moved to the place when she was 3 months old. But by then it was not even done yet. It was like a garage and few rooms, and we ended up building while we were living there. Our house was big, guys. We had a house that was 5 bedrooms. That had 3 bathrooms. I'm not making up stories. 3 bathrooms, double garage, a big kitchen, an open plan lounge with a space for the dining room, the lounge, and the kitchen, the dining room, the lounge, and the TV room. Yes. Did you hear me? With a big yard as well. So unfortunately, we did not get the chance to put in the swimming pool, which was the only missing thing that we were planning to do. And by the time I discovered that he was molesting our daughter all that time in that place of stay, we were planning to put in the cupboards. We were at a stage where we were done with everything, but we were just we were even going to the different what do they call it, carpentry places where they put kitchens, hey guys. So we were just about to put in the cupboards, and that was the only thing that was missing. The house was complete, and we built it over the years, nice and slow. We ended up, but as the children now were coming, because we had the first one, we arrived with the first child there. The second born was born there. The third born was born there. As the children came, it got a little bit difficult. We decided, you know what, it's gonna take us years to complete it. Let's go to the bank and borrow a lump sum of money, which we are going to just complete the whole thing. We were just going to complete the whole thing. By this time, when things happened, we had just completed the house. We were just about to put in the cupboards. Ne? We now have a bond. I don't even know why we decided on a bond. You know, I keep asking myself, why did you even decide on a bond? Whose idea was it? I don't even remember whose idea. But I think it was my idea, you know. I think it was my idea. You know how impatient women are. I think it was my idea because really, I don't want to lie. I think it was my idea of us going to the bank. And that was the biggest mistake we've done. Because now, upon me discovering that he was molesting the child for that number of years, over 8 years, then things turned sour between us because now I was not gonna stay with him there. I decided, let me move. I moved to my mom's place. As I moved there, as a good guy he was portraying himself to be at the time, he also looked for a place to stay. And then after him finding a place to stay, because I had already moved to my mom's place, he calls me and says, I have moved out because I found a place to stay. You can go back and live with the children at the place. I was like, I mean, I know him. He's that good guy. Okay. We went back and stayed there in the house. This was 2012. Yeah, this was 2012. It was in July. Then, okay, fine. We stayed with the children. He's out. But he's still paying the bond. The bond, he was the one that paid it from the first payment. Okay, fine. He kept on paying even though he was no longer staying there. And unfortunately, the first thing that happened was, because he was angry at me speaking, because I was like a walkie-talkie telling everyone, he started by not giving me money for the children. And by the way, like I said, he was this good guy that portrays himself to be good. All the money that we used in the family was like his. And he was earning more than 3 times my salary. And the place he chose us to stay at, it was a posh place. That house that we built ourselves, we built it in the good side of Vanabale Park. For those who do know Vanabale Park, we're living in the south side, the southeast side. The SEs, they do know that the SEs are the poshest side of Vanabale Park. And there was a time when the SE4 was the poshest, and then the other poshest parts came thereafter. Fine. Right now, SE4 is no longer the poshest place, but it's still the posh place. Fine. He left me there with the children. He started by not honoring maintenance. He was doing everything while we were there. And hence I keep on preaching to women right now. I am not telling you that your relationship will turn sour. I'm not saying so. But as a married woman, I'm going to give you advice that is going to be valuable one day. It may not be valuable now. You may not see its importance right now. But believe me, there is one day where you'll remember this advice. Please save money that your man does not know about. I call it the Futsik account. The Futsik account. Every woman needs to have the Futsik account. Do you know that men have Futsik accounts? Even the most supportive men, the most men that you think like, this one is trustworthy, I know everything. You will never know everything that a man does. Believe me, no matter how good he is. You may not believe this now, but one day you will find out. Please make sure that you keep money. You keep some money away. It doesn't have to be lots, but save money for rainy days. Now that money is not, it's not a bad omen. Like, I'm not saying that money is for when he runs away, when he divorces you. No, I'm not saying that. This money, this amount of money that you put away can come in very handy should something huge, even something that affects the two of you, happen. That money can come in very handy. It can also be used at a time if something happens, God forbid, you divorce. Because so many things are changing. The men that you know, you don't know until you divorce them. Believe me, the men that you think you know, the men that you have lived for 20 years with, the men that you have lived for 30 years with, you've never seen him in a divorce, you don't know him. The only time you'll know a person that you are married to is when you are divorcing them. That's the only time you can claim and say, I really do know them. So, should something like that happen, you know you have that safety net. Another thing, if there is a funeral, there comes a time when the bank will take you up, down, and you are the surviving spouse. That money can come in handy while the bank is taking you from up, down. Because our lives are not guaranteed. We never know what may happen tomorrow. We are not guaranteed this life. Or that money can take you on a trip away when the two of you are celebrating many years together. When you are celebrating your 40th anniversary, you can take out that money and say, my man, let's go travel the world with this money. I had this money that I was putting away. Now that is in case where none of the bad things happened and you reach a certain age and you are relaxed, the two of you, you've got time to spend between the two of you. You can travel the world with that money, or you can make renovations with that money. That money is not just, the Futsek account is not just for bad situations, even for good situations. You can even use it for celebration, for anniversary celebration, when you celebrate long time together. Yes, every woman has. Should I have listened to my advice now, at least I wouldn't find myself in this predicament that I am in right now. I did not put away any money, and something happened, which you all know by now. When it happened, he left me there. Let me not lie, I did have a saving, but it was very low. I had a saving of 200 every month, and it was few thousands only. Soon it was out. And let me tell you what happens sometimes when something huge like divorce or even separation happens, or something as traumatic as what happened in my case. I'm not making excuses here. Many people that have been through what I've been through, they will tell you that. There's a lot that changes. There's a lot that's not making sense. And there are ways in which we try to soothe our pain. We end up doing things that we would never have done should that thing have not have happened. For example, I ended up with shopping habits. I would go for therapy. I would go for therapy. But I would also go for retail therapy. And retail therapy with which money? What money? Remember, the raising taxes where I'm living are skyrocketing. Remember, the man does not know that the children are being fed. If he decides to give me money, he would give me 1,500 for the 3 children at a place that required more than 8,000 for the children. knowing very well the 8,000 for the children at the time, like that is including the children school fees, the children food, the children clothes, the child minder, the everything. It was coming from him all the time. It had to come from me. Where do I get it? It's not there. I do not have. Then I started going to my few thousands that I've put aside. The few thousands. When I'm telling you that my money was not even, it was not even 6,000. I'm not lying. I started going there, and soon, man, it was like in a few months, it was like off, gone. And the retail therapy is happening. And remember, by the way, we are in good books of with the financial markets. By then, I'm getting now calls. I've been getting calls for the loans, and I would take only, while I was still with him, the loans just to keep me having a good credit. Like I had only one clothes account at the time, just to keep my credit rating good. And now when this has happened, I started taking the loans. I started taking unnecessary trips, not vacations, no, but I would take unnecessary trips, like visiting people, like unnecessarily so long trips, trying to thinking, hey man, I would also invite family members, and I would host them. And I did not want to be alone. Hey, that time I'm the one that's taking out of my pocket, ne? I'll be having a full house. That house will be full of people. And who's paying? Me. I swear to you, that is what I went through. Before I know it, I was this much in debt. Before I know it, I was a gambler. I do have a video where I spoke about I was a gambler. I became a gambler. I gambled, I think, from 2018. I gambled from 2018 to 2019. Now I was a gambling addict. And then I won a car. I even on the video, watch one of those videos. I think I'll put it in the description box. I will try and put a link to that video in the description box so that you can see that video. I was a gambler. All these were part of, I don't know, part of healing. I can't explain, but it was like massive pain that I was dealing with. Nothing was just enough. And then he filed for divorce. Yeah, na food. Now I did not file for the divorce. With every right that I had to file for the divorce, I did not. He filed for the divorce. Guess what he wanted? Wanted the house to be sold. The house that he said when we built it is for our children. It's our children's home. He wanted it sold. Guess what? He was now with my friend. Things went south the minute he got involved with my friend in the Jehovah's Witnesses that I told you that he was disfellowshipped for, getting into the relationship with her while we were not divorced yet. In that process of us separated, they got into a relationship. Although I do have suspicions that the relationship started way before, but I do not have evidence that it started way before. So I'll take it that it started during our separation. But the minute that girl stepped in, I felt her. Everything, even the 1,500 that he thought is enough now to give the children, stopped. Even the clothes, he used to buy children clothes twice a year. Winter clothes and summer clothes. That stopped. The girl said they will go and shop for the children themselves. They went to go and shop for the children without even asking me the sizes of the children, without asking me the preference of the children, the preference of the colors, nothing. They would go and buy. They will bring clothes that are small. They would bring, and then it's my duty to go and exchange those for the right size. As long as they are not going to give me money. Yeah. I ended up having to go to the maintenance court where I was awarded the maintenance money, but obviously he has to leave as well in that relationship that he has. So I was not awarded the money that was enough to compensate for the life that we were living. And I was told I'm also working, so must make a plan. Okay, fine. Now coming to the house. After that situation that comes to this side, this place, this neck, could not breathe anymore. Now we are divorcing. He wants the house to be sold. He says, I'm working. I must go find my children. They are now my children. He said, I must go find my children a place to stay. I'm working. So the house has had to be put on the market. I tried to fight for the house, but here was my dilemma. For you to if you are divorcing, I hope I'll make a video again about this to alert the many people that may be in the same situation. This is what happens when you are divorcing and you were married in community of property. You had a joint estate. When you are divorcing, now you have to divide the joint estate, and unfortunately you have a house or a bond that you are owing. This is what must happen. As a single person, now you must go and apply again at the bank, and you must be able to qualify to carry over this debt by yourself. Remember, when you are in a joint estate, when you go and take a loan, you go together. Your profile is done as a joint. The two of you are a unit. They check, what are you earning? What is he earning? But when you are now separating, they do know these dynamics that sometimes you're not earning the same amount of money, and after splitting, the other one is not going to help the other. Hence, they are adamant that you have to go apply as an individual now. You have to go and apply a loan as an individual, and you must be able to qualify in terms of affordability. And that's where there's, what do we call it? Credit score. That's where also the credit score comes in. So when the credit score is okay, and you are also deemed fit and affording, then you'll be given the right to carry over the loan of the house. So unfortunately, where am I? In terms of debts, credit score, pansy. So I had to allow the house to be sold. The house was sold like that. We had to move. Now you'd ask, where is the money of the house? Because I must have received half of the debts. Hey, that's another story for another day. I only received to date 100,000. Where will I buy a house for 100,000? And I received it at the time when I was desperate. Like I would have at least maybe deposit an RDP somewhere. I couldn't, because the situation at work was not allowing as well. And then, so even RDP you cannot get 400,000, guys. So the best thing that I did was to pay for a rental for a longer period of a rental, and then some of it I used it from the beds. Now, why am I getting 100,000? Is because now the attorney that is called the liquidator, appointed by the court to divide things equally between us, is playing games between the two of us, is taking an advantage of the situation that we are not on speaking terms. And my cousin did force me to sit down and call him and say, you know what, I don't want anything from you. I just want us to just get over this matter together, because the liquidator may take chances with our assets, seeing that we are not on speaking terms. He's saying this on my side, and I doubt that that is what you could be saying on your side. So he's gonna say something that I didn't say. He's gonna say something that you didn't say. So as a joint couple, let us together go, the two of us, because I do know that this is what he was supposed to have done. He was supposed to have a round table setting with us and divide the assets, or have us talk about which assets we want together in one meeting, so that we come out of there having an understanding as to this is what we want, that is what you want. His was only to divide the things that maybe we may not agree on, that but this one, no, I want it and you also want it. He would have decided only there as to what should happen with those. But with the things that we are deciding, that we are agreeing that, okay, you want the green car and you are gonna take the gray car, because such things we did agree. We had 2 cars. We agreed without any fail that, okay, you'll take that car, I'll take that car. And you'll take this, I'll take that. You'll take this, I'll take that. There are things that we had agreed. But then, because of the wife, the new wife does not want us to be talking with this man. I think she's afraid that we may get back together. I don't know what are her fears and her insecurities there. They are coming at play somewhere there. But because of that, then he refused the round table, because now wifey will not be there. So as a result, I can safely tell you right now that I have a case against the liquidator now. I don't know about him, but now on my side, I have a case against the liquidator. The liquidator said he got most of the money because of I was living in the house for the longest time. He was paying. He said he was paying all that time that I was living there. Because of that, he has to get the bigger cut of the house. And to him, he tells him that no, even though you were paying, you are not entitled to get that amount of money, because it was before the date of divorce. Things are divided as of date of divorce. That's what he tells him. So this guy is sitting with a lot of money that he did not take to his side, that he did not take to my side. He gave me 100, he gave him 100,000 as well. So unfortunately, the two of us do not have houses, because even my ex-husband is living at the wife's house. It's not his house. And they are married out of community of property, so it will never be his house. On my side, I don't even have a man that I'm living with. I'm just living with my children. Now I'm renting from place to place with my children. So hence I'm trying to make this YouTube thing to be successful, because as we speak right now, I have a challenge. The work that I'm doing right now, I do not earn that much. I'm still earning a salary of a teacher. The salary that I was earning when I left teaching, this is what I'm still earning. And unfortunately now I have to divide it into three families. It's myself in Messina, it's my children, which most of it must come here because they are many and most of the things are here that needs to be done. But I also have to live in Messina. And I have a black tax family as well. My mom's family. My mom is a pensioner. My brother that he is living with is not working. So that is also my responsibility. So hence I am trying to make ends meet, and I am really hoping this YouTubing can come in handy, can be successful, because I believe that maybe it will make a difference. I do try to sell different things. Now and then I sell this. If I find that something can be profitable at the time, I try that. Sometimes I sell chicken, sometimes I sell meat, sometimes I sell bones, sometimes I sell t-shirts, sometimes I sell. But right now, as we speak at this time, I'm not selling anything. Even I don't even have money for stock as we speak right now. So that is why I am renting at my age. At 49, I'm still renting. I do not have a place of my own. I do not want pity. I don't want pity at all. By telling my story, I'm trying to motivate someone out there, because I do know for sure that I'm not the only one. So somebody that's going to come across this video, they would know that they are not the only ones that are suffering the same fate. As we can see, that the Vusitanda is also going through exactly the same thing, and at 71. So I do not know. My biggest wish in life, my biggest wish in life is to have a home where my children can say, this is my home, and to have a house that I can also call my house. That is the biggest wish that I have for now. And I don't know if that will ever happen, but it's my biggest wish, and I really live on hope that one day it will happen. I will send the pictures. I will attach the pictures of my house so that you can see, can get a glimpse of the house we were living in. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like, share this video, set the notification bell, leave a comment in the comment section. I don't want pity, guys. I just want you to just say, yes, Uzolunga. That's all I would do. I wish to hear. Thank you. Bye-bye.